Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you for an album review, and this is a new album review by Blackbear and Loving Memory that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys because I wanted to get this album out of the way just so I can give it a rating later on in the review or whatever. So, yeah, this is going to be a rant review just so you guys know. If you don't want to see me rant about Blackbear and you like this artist, feel free to click off the video. Just a disclaimer, just letting you guys know this will be a rant because I have my issues with Blackbear. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for Blackbear's new album in loving memory, the pop punk album, and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this album review. Now it starts with the song I Don't Love Me, and off the bat it's starting off pretty bad. So yeah, the lyrics are just washed up and forgettable. Could make better lyricism with his tracks, and he does whine about his depression and anxiety so much, and I'm like, yeah, we get that you have it, but why do you have to talk about it so much in your songs? 'Cause that's kind of being overutilized too much. So 2.5 out of 5 for I Don't Love Me. It's just forgettable. Dead Inside was an average track. I do like the chorus a bit because it gets catchy with the drum work. And some of Blackbear's singing sounds alright, but the problem with this song is the lyrics are too cringy, honestly, in my opinion. So they could be better executed with the lyricism. Like, the lyricism could be better utilized in a better way, in my opinion. So 3.5 out of 5. Toxic Energy is the next song, and this one was already disappointing. I don't like this track. It's just forgettable. So he's saying about someone that's toxic energy, and I'm like, you know what? If you want to make songs about people who you think are toxic or whatever, go right at it. But it doesn't change the fact that you do all this stuff for publicity and attention. So, seems like he's trying to be an attention whore or something. I don't fucking know. But 2.5 out of 5 for Toxic Energy. Even Burt McCracken from the Used was okay in the song, but it just didn't execute very well. So, Nothing Matters is the next song featuring Newfound Glory, and already off the bat, I'm not a fan of Newfound Glory. I listened to one of their albums and a few of their songs, and I wasn't crazy for them. Didn't like the guys singing, honestly. So, yeah. Nothing Matters featuring Newfound Glory is getting a 2.5 out of 5. I don't like the overall lyrics. I don't like basically the tone of the song and just how it's sounding overall. It's making me cringe so much. So, yeah, it's a bad song. GFY featuring Machine Gun Kelly, also known as Go Fuck Yourself. Already off the bat, it's bad. It's very bad. So 1 out of 5. I don't like Machine Gun Kelly's verse in the song. It just makes it seem so cringy. And Blackbear singing I Wish You Well But Go to Hell. I'm like, these lyrics are not good. I'm like, come up with better lyricism, Blackbear. Or better lyrics. This is not good. You're just falling downhill so much with this stuff. I did like one song off his last EP, which was Misery Lake, Alone in a Room Full of People. That was probably the only good song on that EP. Other than that, the rest of the EP is somewhat meh. But this is even worse. Because he's trying to go pop punk with this album. And it's not doing well. So 1 out of 5 for Go Fuck Yourself featuring Machine Gun Kelly. Broken World is a okay track. I'm trying not to make this too much of a rant video because I know some people will disagree with me on what I really feel about Blackbear. I think he's a whiny artist, honestly, whines too much about his depression and anxiety, and I feel like he uses it as a publicity stunt or whatever. I don't know for sure, but it feels like it, in my personal opinion. So, Broken World's getting a 3 out of 5. It's okay, it's just not great. The chorus is okay. The lyrics on the verses and all that are somewhat forgettable. So, 3 out of 5. Painkiller's a bad song. I don't like this one. It's just disappointing. The drum work's good. The basically Blackbear singing the lyrics, not so good. So basically, when the verses come in and the chorus comes in, the chorus is the worst part of the track, honestly. So 2.5 out of 5. Fuck You, I Love You is really bad. I can't stand this song at all. It's one of the worst tracks on this album, so 0.5 out of 5. The Idea is the next song, and that was disappointing. It relies too much on the chorus, way too much. Um, like Blackbear relies on the chorus way too much with this song, and it goes into it so fast. Like there's not much verses in this track, because that's how boring this track is. So 2.5 out of 5. It's not the boringest song, but there is a song on here that's pretty boring. Um, and I'll get to that in a moment. So, Poltergeist featuring Bayside. I wish Bayside wasn't in this album with Blackbear, but hey, they're gonna do what they want to do. But still, Blackbear. Give me a moment, guys. Gotta pause this thing. My mom's calling me. Sorry about that, guys. My mom was calling me on my phone for a second. But yeah. The Idea was a disappointing song, and also Poltergeist was disappointing, so 2.5 out of 5. Back in Rehab was pretty bad. I just don't like it overall, with how it's sounding, and just the execution of it, and the melody, and whatever the trap beats are in the song. Uh, it's just not a good album, honestly, so yeah, 2.5 or 2 out of 5 for Back in Rehab. I really don't like this song. It's not the worst track on this album, because there's a lot more worse songs on this album, but still. Hazel Inside is so boring. I don't like it, honestly. The acoustic guitar work sounds nice, but the way Blackbear is singing it with the lyricism, it's just boring me. The song is very boring, so 2 out of 5 for this one. Overall, production, mixing, and execution, I think this is a pretty bad album, for sure. It's probably worse than that Machine Gun Kelly album, and that's saying something. And I do not like Mainstream Sellout. It is one of the worst things that came out this year, but the problem with that album was the consistency and just lyrically it wasn't well written for that album. This album is not well written, it's not produced right, and the mixing is pretty off. So yeah, overall I think Blackbear sounds like a whiny bitch in this album, honestly, complaining about his depression and anxiety. Yes, everyone fucking goes through that shit, but you make it so much about it in your songs. I'm like, dude, you're sounding repetitive. So yeah, uh, kind of time to change some lyrics, or don't even try at all. So yeah, I'm not trying to put this guy down, but it's the fucking truth. This guy is complaining too much about his depression, and it feels like it's turning into a publicity thing that he's trying to get attention for with his music on this. And hey, if you like Blackbear, more power to you. I personally think I don't see anything likable about him. So first score for me, I'm giving Blackbear and Loving Memory a 2 out of 10. Fuck this album. It can go down the drain and die in a ditch and never see the light of day again. This is one of the worst things I've heard this year. Um, It's not as bad as the Kid Rock album, but it is pretty bad for sure. So 2 out of 10 for Blackbear and Loving Memory. And I'm sorry that you heard that uh, ding or whatever, my phone ringing and all that. I just had to answer a call from my mom because she was calling me while I was doing this video. But yeah. Anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of this lengthy album review for Blackbear and Loving Memory if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review, which I wanted to get this out of the way so I can get to some good music after this. Some really good music like metalcore stuff. Which I don't mind other artists that make uh, albums like this as long as the execution and the structure wise of the album sounds good. This did not sound good, and it was just he's whining too much about his oh, I'm so depressed. Oh, I gotta write about it in a song and make myself feel better. Look, I get that you want to do that, but the problem is you're just sounding too formulaic with how these songs are sounding, and it's just happening so much that I'm just this is a forgetful artist or forgettable artist. So yeah, Blackbear, like the song says, GFY, of course. So if you did enjoy this album review, and keep in mind I'm just expressing my own opinion, if you do not like this rant review, feel free to click off the video or dislike it if you watched through the whole thing. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. Sorry that I dragged this review out pretty long. I just had to get things off my chest with this artist because in my personal opinion, Blackbear sucks to me. So, yeah, this just wasn't a good album at all. So, keep in mind, this is just my opinion at the end of the day. If you like this artist, more power to you, and feel free to listen to it. It's only 12 tracks and a consisting runtime of 38 minutes, so you're not in for a long album, which is a good thing, because I think the Muse album's better than this piece of shit. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this album review for Blackbear and Loving Memory. And this was one album I did not want to wake up to. Because I woke up about over an hour ago and it already frustrated me that I had to do this review. But I just did it anyway because I chose to. I'm like, you know what, let's just get this out of the way so I can move on with the rest of my day. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed this album review for Blackbear and Loving Memory. It was a long review. I just had a lot of complaints about this artist. So stay safe, take care guys, and as always, I will see you in my next review.